to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently. We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
One of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hate hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle? You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got
This is the sound of very fun.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, and let's get the likes up. Please be sure to like and share this video. Remember, it doesn't cost you a single thing. Okay, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hold on, looks like I'm missing one of my receipts. Okay, I'll get that in just a second. All right. Hello, Donna, Trisha, Pearlie, Juju B in the house, Priscilla, Mr. Elevation, Claudette, Anita Harrell, the Prince of Paraphernalia. All right, Obsidian Blaze. Okay, so let's get into it. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Juju said, "You look amazing." Thank you, beloved. Hey, Deronda. Okay, Miss Lucilia, Miss Lucilia. All right, so let's get into it. First things first. Okay, first of all, everyone, please hit that like button. Thank you. Now let's talk about this case of Britney Drexel. You may not have heard about it, but she was a 17-year-old from Rochester, New York, who went to Myrtle Beach for spring break and turned up dead. Okay, this was in April of 2009. All right. And then they initially accused a black man of doing it, but it wasn't the black man. All right. And then later they find out that the girlfriend of the real killer lied to the police back then. Okay. So the girlfriend of the South Carolina killer who kidnapped, raped, and murdered a teenager on spring break in Myrtle Beach back in 2009 has admitted to lying to the FBI. Now, court documents filed on Monday show that Angela Vause, the girlfriend of convicted Britney Drexel murderer Raymond Moody, pleaded guilty to 2 or to 3 counts of making false statements, including making false statements to a government jurisdiction. Now, let me just put the killer, his lying girlfriend, and the victim on the screen. That's the young lady that lost her life. Condolences to her family, friends, and loved ones, even though she died in 2009. Okay, now goes on to say, when Vause, who's 56 years old, and this is the girlfriend that lied, she told the FBI back in 2022 that Drexel maintained possession of her own cell phone, when in reality, Vause took Drexel's cell phone and traveled away from her, disposing of it between Georgetown and Charleston, South Carolina. Okay, a complaint filed in March. March. This is what it says, basically. So she lied. She told them that she allowed Britney to keep her cell phone. She also lied and said that Britney went along with them willingly, like they didn't really kidnap her and all of that. She also falsely told the FBI that Drexel had voluntarily joined her and Moody to consume marijuana and Coca-Cola. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. And then, in fact, Drexel was abducted under false pretenses. So they tricked this young lady with their lying selves. Okay, so please pay attention. This is so sad. I wonder how this young girl even got caught up with them, aside from whoever she was on vacation with. Now, it goes on to say, surveillance footage, video footage from the hotel that Drexel was staying at on Ocean Boulevard in Myrtle Beach captured her leaving on the evening of April 25th of 2009. Now, she was meeting a friend at the nearby Blue Water Resort, which was the last time anyone saw her, the last time anyone other than Moody saw the teenager. Moody, of course, is the killer. So at about 9 p.m., Drexel was walking alone in Myrtle Beach when Moody approached her while driving a Ford Explorer and then kidnapped Drexel in his vehicle. Now, he then transported the teenager to a remote campsite near his home at the Sunset Motor Lodge in Georgetown, where he held her against her will, tortured, and then killed her, according to court documents filed in South Carolina State. Now, they say Moody discarded Drexel's phone in the North Santee River and buried her body in a shallow grave. Drexel's family spent 13 years without knowing what happened to her until authorities found her remains in 2022. So this was a cold case. Now, Dawn Plecken Conley, Drexel's mother, told reporters on Monday that she thinks the guilty plea is a resolution to what happened and she will pay dearly for what she did to Drexel. Excuse me. They're talking about the woman who lied in the first place, Voss. Now, Drexel's father, John Kayoglu, said that he got some happiness out of Voss's plea. He said, I got a lot of happiness out of it, that she's not just going to walk out here. Okay, a lot of people have been working on this and been waiting for this day. I can't wait until sentencing, of course, but it's been a long journey. So Moody, who's now 64 years old, pleaded guilty in October of 2022 to kidnapping, raping, and murdering the teenager. He said, I served 20 years and I thought it was enough, but it wasn't. I was a monster then, and I was a monster when I took Britney Drexel's life. This is what he said in the Georgetown County Courthouse when he pleaded guilty. Voss pleaded guilty as part of an agreement with federal prosecutors and faces a maximum of 5 years in prison for each of her 3 charges. Very sad case at the end of the day, but like I said, they initially, because of her lies, they initially had blamed a black man for it. Well, it may not have been because of her lies necessarily, but nonetheless, they blamed this black man. So let's talk about it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, here's an interview they did with him and his family. Timothy Taylor discusses FBI's wrongful accusations against him in the Britney Drexel case. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance.
What if someone want to harm me because of what happened or because of the story that was aired out? What if they want to harm my kids or you understand what I'm saying? So I just try to stay away from certain areas.
A McClellanville man once named a prime suspect in the 2009 Britney Drexel murder is talking only to our investigative reporter, Ann Emerson.
She sat down with Timothy Taylor and his mother, and Ann, he told you what life has been like for the past 6 years.
Well, that's right. Tim Taylor and his family never wavered from the very beginning. They said accusations of their involvement in Britney's death were totally false, and those accusations had a chilling effect on the Taylor family. Their lives were threatened and livelihoods lost. Now that Britney's real killer has been found and will spend the rest of his life in jail, Tim and his family are looking for a way forward.
You know, when you Google your name, what's the name that comes up right next to you?
Britney Drexel.
For 6 years, images of Tim Taylor inextricably tied to missing 17-year-old Britney Drexel.
You know, I saw the people came around searching, handing out the flyers, but it never really dawned on me to actually look more into it or to take it that serious because I figured it was just a young girl that went missing and they would find her.
Tim was just 16, 115 pounds, with only one arm when Britney went missing in 2009. In 2016, a jailhouse informant pointed the finger at Tim.
You ought to pay attention to this bullshit, to this complete and utter foolishness and ignorance. This man was a kid when this happened, 16 years old, and he only had one arm, but yet they thought that he abducted this girl, took her off and did whatever, and then killed her, and then buried her body somewhere. Like, this is all insane. But see, they don't have to make sense of it when they blame something on a black person. This is just what they do. Please pay attention.
I'm never going to take an inmate's word for anything.
Solicitor Richardson says the story didn't pan out.
So we said, you know, we're out. We're not going to take that.
But the feds were all in.
We believe she traveled to this area around McClellanville, and we believe she was killed after that.
The FBI focused on Tim and his family. Britney's parents have no reason not to believe investigators.
We need your help so we can find Britney's remains and bring her home to lay her to rest and make sure that monsters like this can no longer victimize this community or kill anyone else's child.
Police have not made any arrests, but for the first time, they have gone public with a suspect.
In open court, an FBI agent testifies an informant saw Tim and others rape the young girl at a drug stash house. Then she was killed and her body dumped into an alligator pit. Transcripts of that testimony soon became public.
What was your reaction?
I just put my head down in the courtroom. I was like, ain't no way they're saying I had something to do with this.
I was like, how ludicrous does this sound? And I just couldn't believe that they had actually read that off.
Tim's lawyer called it a big reach, even for a teen with a record.
Being a getaway driver in a McDonald's robbery is a universe away from kidnapping, raping, murdering and feeding a innocent teenage girl to alligators.
I asked the assistant FBI special agent in charge, Reed Davis, why name Tim?
Why did his name become public?
No, it's a great question because we certainly, again, our intention is always to keep an investigation as covert as possible for as long as possible.
The whole point of them bringing that prosecution was to put his name in that, to put pressure on him.
I think they knew that they had to bring it up. So I'm pretty sure they was prepared for it to hit the media.
But Tim was unprepared for what was to come.
So you were scared that people would harm you or your kids?
Yeah, we got plenty bad messages.
Like what?
Death threats.
Death threats. Threats of people want to take it into their own justice. They want to have their own justice system.
What was that like?
Living in fear.
Yeah.
Live in fear.
Did you have to watch your back?
Most definitely.
Tim was never charged in the Drexel case, but for the next 6 years, the court of public opinion presumed he was guilty.
They wanted so badly for this to be Timothy, and to me, they didn't look for anybody else. They didn't look for the real killers.
Well, coming up tomorrow night on ABC News 4, what will happen to Tim Taylor now that Britney Drexel's real killer is in jail? We'll have that story for you. Working for you, Ann Emerson, ABC News 4.
Well, you all know that's a darn shame. They didn't look for anybody else once a jailhouse informant gave them information. First of all, why would you just be so quick to believe a jailhouse informant? Clearly, they have an incentive to lie. Okay, they have a very good motive to lie and just make up something on someone. For 6 years, I would sue them for defamation, libel, and slander. Okay, that's what I would do. And for mental anguish and as well for punitive damages, because all the hell that he went through, people making threats and all of those things, they knew that man didn't do that. You don't think they knew that? Again, the story sounds far-fetched, and then fed her to alligators. This is all so darn crazy, but this is what they do. Like I keep telling y'all, this is what they do. Meanwhile, let's talk about this guy. Likes up, everyone please like and share. Hold on. Yeah, let's talk about this autistic teen who lured a 10-year-old girl down a trail before beating her with a stick and then strangling her to death. Okay, what is really going on here? Pay attention. A now 16-year-old boy in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, who at the age of 14, now this is scary, okay, allegedly admitted that it was already his intention to rape and kill 10-year-old Lily Peters when she was lured down a trail, beaten with a stick, and strangled to death in April of 2022. Now, he's failed to convince the state appellate judge that an sexual assault and intentional homicide trial should unfold in juvenile court. They haven't been able to convince the judge clearly. The appellate panel on Tuesday determined that the vicious and brutal murder case is far too serious and best suited for adult court given the specific factual circumstances surrounding the charged crimes. Now, the suspect identified in the caption of the case as CTPB and referred to by the pseudonym of Christopher throughout the ruling, and that's because of his age, had argued based on witness testimony of doctors that a depressive disorder, an anxiety disorder, autism, and obsessive sexual thoughts traceable to the compulsive viewing of increasingly violent pornographic with a P videos were all potential factors behind the shocking alleged offenses, and that his treatment needs more than likely wouldn't be met if he ends up in an adult prison. First of all, who's letting an autistic teen with all of these issues watch violent porn with a P? The appellate court, however, agreed with the trial court that the defendant was unpersuasive and failed to show that moving the case to juvenile court would not depreciate the seriousness of his offenses. Charging documents in the case have revealed that Peters' father reported her missing when she didn't return home from visiting her aunt just a few blocks away. The next day, Peters' bicycle was found near a wooded trail, and so was her body, and she was nude from the waist down. This is all so sad. Now, this is a 10-year-old little girl. My condolences to her family, friends, and loved ones. This is so sad. Authorities allege that the defendant, then in the 8th grade, admitted days later that he rode on a hoverboard and Peters rode the bike as he lured the victim down a trail, having already decided that it was his intention to rape and kill her. Peters was hit in the head 3 times with a large stick, strangled to the point where the suspect believed that she was deceased, and then she was assaulted, according to investigators. According to the complaint, the defendant described as not a stranger to Peters, and reportedly a cousin became scared. They stopped the assault, fled the area, went home, showered, put his dirty clothes in the laundry, and then when news of Peters' disappearance started to circulate, he returned to the crime scene and covered her with leaves. Sounds like he knew exactly what he was doing. This was premeditated and had a whole lot of sense, and in fact, should be tried as an adult. Okay, this is dangerous. These people like walking around with this type of mindset. This is absolutely very dangerous. Now, at the circuit court level, the defendant failed to persuade a judge that the case could be transferred to juvenile court since the set of alleged facts, which are even more graphic than described, were too serious to be potentially punished with possible confinement in the juvenile system for 10 years and the requirement to register as an sex offender. The appellate court has now declined to disturb that ruling. Saying as such, the court determined that Christopher had not met his burden to show that reverse waiver would not depreciate the seriousness of the offenses. The court's decision shows that it examined the relevant facts, applied a proper standard of law, and used a demonstrated rational process to reach a decision that a reasonable judge could reach. As such, the court did not erroneously exercise its discretion. Ooh. So the ruling emphasized that the 16-year-old is charged with Class A felonies that are punishable by a life sentence, the most serious crimes under Wisconsin law. So they say in July, NBC affiliate KARE reported that Peters reported on Peters' case, saying just like the aftermath of similar tragedies led to expansions in state law surrounding silver alerts for missing kids. This is all so sad, honey. This man, or he was a teenager, but nonetheless, he's practically a man now. Hold on. Let me share my screen so you all can see this little girl. Lily Peters, that's her name. That is so sad. Absolutely heartbreaking. Like I said, prayers and condolences for her family. Nanny says, Queen, did you do a watch party last night? That movie, the fine late actor Kevin Lockhart was in. It's a documentary where he protested against the seeing of black girls taking clothes off. I didn't see that, beloved. Now I don't even know anything about that, but thanks for telling me. Okay, thanks for telling me. I'll check it out. Now I did a watch party for the debate. All right, so with that all been said, very sad set of circumstances. Okay. Now let's talk about this woman uh who went to visit an inmate and was told that she had to be strip searched. Wife told stripping down and undergoing forceful cavity search to see inmate husband was just part of visiting. They just told this woman to outright lie. A cavity search because you're going to visit somebody? Okay. And now she's got a lawsuit and she won too. Okay. The wife of a California prison inmate will receive $5.6 million to compensate her for being sexually assaulted and violated by prison officials during a visit to the correctional facility. So on September the 6th of 2019, Christina Cardenas traveled 4 hours to visit her husband, Carlos Cardenas, at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi, which is a maximum security prison located in the desert around 100 miles north of downtown Los Angeles. Now, it was the first time she had gone to visit her husband, who's serving a sentence for armed robbery. In over a year, she had not been there. Okay, according to her attorney, famed victims' right attorney, Gloria Allred. Now, this sounds like her case that she will be all over. So Cardenas said that when she arrived at the facility for a scheduled visit at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, after traveling for 4 hours, she was interrogated, required to submit to a strip search by prison officials, subjected to drug and pregnancy tests, x-rays, and CT scans at a hospital, and then faced an additional strip search by a male doctor who actually violated her. This is all crazy. Dang, you got to go through all of this. She also said that she was placed in handcuffs while being taken to and from the hospital and denied drinking water and use of a bathroom. Small, what? Absolutely egregious. So just pay attention. Why would you put an innocent person in handcuffs? So according to Allred's statement, the doctor who examined Cardenas proceeded to assault and forcefully penetrate Cardenas' genitals, despite the fact that that the search warrant specifically prohibited a cavity search unless an x-ray confirmed the presence of contraband, which in her case it did not. They said the unwanted and forceful examination was carried out by a male doctor, even after Christina stated that she was not okay with a male probing her body, and that male probing of her body would be very traumatizing to her. Allred's statement added that the doctor ignored Cardenas' objections and continued to assault her while an officer remained in the room. The woman also said that at one point a prison official asked, "Why do you visit, Christina? You don't have to visit. It's a choice. And this is part of visiting." What? I mean, just so cold and callous. No empathy or sympathy at all. So anyway, goes on to say, according to Allred, while her client was visibly distressed during the search, an officer screamed, "Oh, wipe away your tears. You know what you and your husband have been doing." This is crazy. You can't make it up. Now, after what Cardenas called a humiliating series of events, she was later told that she had to pay for the hospital services, which totaled over $5,000. Are y'all hearing this? Are y'all hearing this? Since when do they make you pay for hospital treatment at a prison? And since when do you have to have pregnancy tests, x-rays, and all this other stuff? Maybe that's the routine. I don't know. This is a real crazy. This sounds like this is absolutely egregious. $5,000. Her visit with her husband was also canceled. They didn't even let her see her husband after all of that. Oh, hell no. I definitely would have sued them. Allred said in a statement that the search warrant issued the day of her client's visit was legally invalid and not based on probable cause. Cardenas sued the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, individual prison staff members, and the Adventist Health Tehachapi Valley Hospital, where the examinations were held. Okay, at the time of filing, Cardenas said that she decided to take action not only to vindicate her rights, but also to protect the rights and dignity of other wives who were seeking family visits with their husbands. Gloria Allred announced Tuesday that the lawsuit was settled and that the hefty payout will be split among the defendants, with California Department of Corrections Rehabilitation responsible for $3.6 million. They're probably going to give her husband hell in prison after this, the guards, that is. Now, they said, we believe the unknown officer's statements was a form of intimidation used to dismiss Christina's right to visit her lawful husband during the course of his incarceration. NBC News reported that the settlement also requires the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation to distribute a policy memorandum to all employees in an effort to protect the rights of those subjected to strip searches. Under the settlement's terms, visitors must receive a copy of the warrant authorizing all strip searches. Both the visitor and the person conducting the search must understand the warrant, and the scope of the warrant must not be exceeded. Carlos Cardenas remains incarcerated in California. His next parole hearing is scheduled for 2028. These people are something else. Do you all remember on the main channel when I interviewed the lady named Darcel Means, who was paraded around, made to strip nude at a jail when she was arrested over some misdemeanor charge? And then she made one of the guards upset because she requested something. I don't remember what it was, but they made her strip and then paraded her through the entire jail for all to see. She sued them too. This is all crazy. But anyway, let's continue. Like, sub, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, this freak by the name of James Pinker, and let me just put his mug up here on the screen. He went down to the basement where some little girls were playing monsters and then forced them to play a kissing game. 5-year-olds. A Colorado judge sentenced a man to over a century in prison for assaulting 2 5-year-old little girls in a basement nearly 3 years ago, according to prosecutors on Monday. Now, James Pinker, 37, was convicted by a jury back in June of 4 counts of assault on a child with a pattern of abuse. Weld County District Court Judge Vincente Vigil on August the 30th sentenced the defendant to 112 years to life in the Colorado Department of Corrections. Now, according to the 19th Judicial District Attorney's Office, the 2 girls showed up to the medical center at the Rockies on December the 12th of 2021 to report that they had been assaulted at a Weld County home while they were visiting a family member. The girls told detectives they were in the basement of the home playing a game called Monsters when Pinker came downstairs and suggested that the two play a kissing game. Now, when asked what the kissing game was, the victim said that the defendant put his mouth on their privates and made them take their clothing off. Nasty freak. Records show that Pinker was arrested in January of 2022 and bonded out. He should have been given a bond. This is just sick. He was sent back to jail after his conviction and is in the process of being transferred to the Colorado Department of Corrections. Now, in addition, a 17-year-old girl said during sentencing that she had been abused by him as a child too. So he's been doing this for years. Okay, he has been doing this for years. The defendant's actions were not only heinous, but he shattered the innocence and lives of several young children. This is what Deputy District Attorney Timothy McCormick said in a statement, saying this sentence reflects the gravity of his crimes and the justice deserved for his victims. Protecting the children in our community is at the core of our priorities, and while no punishment can undo the harm that he's caused, the court's decision ensures that he will never have the chance to harm another child again. This is just all sick. What is wrong with people? Just want you all to pay attention. This is absolutely egregious. Now let's talk about this thug who killed his girlfriend with a sword. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. So he said, okay, I have to knife her, is what he said before he committed the heinous act. Navia Goodard and Shane Curry. Okay, that's the victim and the killer. Massachusetts prosecutors last week charged a 20-year-old man with murdering his girlfriend with a sword before curling up next to her body as cops tried to get inside the home for 2 hours. Shane Curry is accused of killing Navia Goodard, age 17, in Stowe on April the 5th. The Middlesex District Attorney's Office gave this information in a press release. Now, they say Curry's mother went to the police station and requested officers conduct a well-being check on her son. Around 4:30 p.m., Stowe police responded to the Great Road home and tried to get inside, but Curry refused to let them in. This is all crazy. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. So goes on to say that for 2 hours, cops tried to coax their way inside the home, but Curry steadfastly refused. Okay, he wasn't even trying to hear it. And then kill the person, then you're laying up there curled up next to a dead body? What kind of sick fool is this? And so anyway, goes on to say, when they finally got inside, they found Goodard, who also lived in the home, dead from stab wounds. Cops saw him lying with her body on a mattress in his bedroom. Curry killed Goodard after a fight and admitted to stabbing her multiple times. They say the bruises aren't working, hitting her. He said, that's not working. So, okay, I have to knife her. So I do. This is what he told the police. I mean, so callous in his description of the details and his admission. He allegedly called her his twin flame. Prosecutors initially charged Curry with assault and battery on a household or family member and assault and battery causing serious bodily injury before filing the murder charge last week. Now, Curry reportedly has a known history of mental illness, though prosecutors are calling for a female, Glad, Glaad. I'm sorry, though prosecutors are calling her a female. Okay, Glad, Glaad, said that she identified as non-binary and went by the name River with the pronouns they and them. They say, we are absolutely heartbroken to hear of the death of another non-binary teenager, River Navia Goodard, who had been reported missing for days after reportedly surviving childhood abuse and time in foster care. Too often, young people and LGBTQ youth in particular are failed by the parents, the adults, and the systems entrusted to protect them, and do not feel that they have anywhere to turn in times of crisis. This is what Glad said in a statement. Okay, Goodard grew up in the Providence, Rhode Island area. Her grandfather gave this information to the media, saying she had a tough upbringing. Her mother reportedly gave birth to her in prison, and she spent time in the state's foster care system. There couldn't have been a nicer, more soulful, and more spiritual person. All right, so sad to hear. Condolences to her family too. This is all crazy. This is all crazy. TC Dan said the whole thing is crazy. It absolutely is. Okay, it absolutely is crazy. What is wrong with people? The likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, with that all being said, there's an international manhunt that was on the way for this fool who threw some hot coffee over in Australia, threw some hot coffee on a baby, scalding hot coffee on this baby's darn face. International manhunt on the way for man accused of committing the most cowardly crime. Queensland police say that man doused a 9-month-old baby with hot coffee at a park. Like, they don't even know why he really did it. So this happened on August the 27th. That's when a man walked up to a family with whom he had no relation and poured a hot liquid onto the child before fleeing the scene. Emergency crews were called, and the infant was rushed to the hospital with serious burns, according to Queensland police. The child was later released from the hospital. Now, detectives from the Morningside Child Protection Investigation Unit identified the suspect as a 33-year-old foreign national. Queensland police said the suspect has since fled Australia, so nowhere to be found. And this is all so crazy. They say a warrant has been used or has been issued for his arrest for intending to cause grievous bodily harm, according to the Queensland police. Now, the police officer by the name of Dalton described the attack on the infant as the most cowardly that he's seen in his decades-long career. He said, I've seen a lot of disgusting acts, but this is one. If you look at the situation, I can't think of someone being in a more vulnerable situation and being more vulnerable. A young mother and a baby sitting on the ground, he says. The department is working with national and international partner agencies to investigate. A family of the friend, meanwhile, has set up a GoFundMe page to help the infant with his recovery. The page said the child has a long recovery ahead of him, which will include further doctors, specialists, and hospital appointments. This is so darn sad. Why would somebody do this to a darn baby? Look at this baby. They got the baby's face all bandaged up. He must have really messed that poor child's face up. Low down, dirty devil. Look at this. Excuse me. You all see all the bandages on the poor baby's face? It's a darn shame. I'm telling y'all, people are sick out here attacking babies. And you all remember, I told you all about the 2-year-old that got robbed. Didn't I tell you all about that? About the 2-year-old that got robbed? Once in the chat if I told you all about it, because I can't remember. Do I still have that video? Hold on, let me see. I mean, a lady robbed a darn 2-year-old. Make it all make sense. Did I show you all that video? I can show y'all that. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I still have that video on here. Hold on. Mom, give me one of them. Hold on.
So what are we expecting?
I think I might have deleted it, beloveds.
I'm recording this video.
Unfortunately, I think I deleted it. But this lady, let me see if I can find the story real quick. She robbed a 2-year-old. This black lady, this is all crazy. Okay? Robbed a 2-year-old, honey. I mean, you can't make it up. Here it is right here. Let me see if I can pull up the video so y'all can see this fool. And I don't think they have a video, but anyway, somebody had done a TikTok on it. Okay, here it is right here. Let's talk about it because this happened about 6 days ago. I mean, just straight up jacked a 2-year-old. You got to be pretty darn desperate. That's all I'm saying, honey. You got to be pretty darn desperate. Okay? Who does that? I mean, the children are not even safe. Toddlers, infants. No one is safe from these thugs out here. Okay? Please pay attention.
A Cypress Hills community is in shock after a 2-year-old girl was robbed inside of a laundromat. News 12's Shanice Archer is on the scene where it all happened. Residents in this neighborhood are all in disbelief after hearing a 2-year-old girl was robbed while in the laundromat with her grandmother earlier this week. According to NYPD, it happened inside Laundryland Super Laundromat around 11:30 Monday night. We're told this woman, pictured here, walked up to the toddler and ripped the chain from her neck, then ran off. Police say the 2-year-old is okay, but people nearby are still processing how this could happen to a child.
I've been going to this laundromat for years. I never experienced nothing like that before, so that's kind of shocking to me that somebody would even do that to a 2-year-old.
Fortunately, I think in general, people feel relatively safe walking up and down this block, just seeing people coming and going, but it's going to make people more nervous now.
At this time, the police is still looking for the person responsible. As for people in this community, they say they're watching their backs. From Cypress Hills, Shanice Archer, News 12 Brooklyn.
You said they said they're watching their backs, so they better watch their backs and their fronts. This is getting real desperate. This is getting real desperate. Somebody said a drug addict. That lady didn't look like she was on drugs. That lady looked like she was just fine, doing just fine. Just a whole thief and nefarious. Snatched a chain off of a baby's neck. Nessie X said it's that damn venom. Okay, something is not right. Okay, I mean, I have never heard anything so ridiculous. And I thought it was a joke at first. I thought it was a joke at first when I saw somebody did a TikTok on it, because you know that there are some of these satire websites that put out fictitious stories. And so you have to be careful. But so I looked it up and it was on several news channels. I'm like, a 2-year-old? This is what we're out here doing? Robbing 2-year-olds? Wow, really? All crazy. But anyway, I digress. Now let's get into this last story. Okay, my life's pretty much effed right now, isn't it? This is what the BMW driver with a .325 BAC, who now faces murder charges after plowing through a crowded restaurant patio, killing 2 people and injuring 9 people, reportedly told the cops. Not, I'm sorry, is everyone okay? I want y'all to pay attention. Not, is everything going to be okay? Are the ambulances on the way? Oh my God, what have I done? None of that. He said, my life is pretty much effed right now, isn't it? Ain't the nerve. He's thinking of himself. Stephen Bradley, that's his name, from Hennepin. He's in the Hennepin County Jail, shall I say. So prosecutors in Minnesota added murder charges to a man accused of killing 2 people and injuring 9 others when he allegedly drove his BMW through the patio of a crowded restaurant while driving drunk. Idiots. Stephen Frayne Bailey, age 56, was already facing vehicular homicide and other drunk driving related charges for the September 1st crash at Park Tavern in St. Louis Park, which is in the Minneapolis area. But after reviewing surveillance video, prosecutors added 2 more counts of third-degree murder for perpetrating a dangerous act under a depraved mind. A probable cause affidavit gave these details. And so the video showed the BMW in the parking lot where he hit a parked vehicle. Now, he then attempted to flee the scene. Okay, Bailey allegedly sped through the parking lot, striking an SUV. He continued to accelerate straight toward the patio. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. Now, after hitting the black SUV, defendant accelerates straight past a 2-lane drive in the parking lots and 11 parking spaces before plowing his vehicle through a metal fence and into the patio seating area. Can you imagine those people sitting there eating and enjoying themselves, having a good time, and then all of a sudden this? Bailey allegedly hit multiple people and occupied tables, not even breaking for the full length of the patio. He didn't slow down until coming to an abrupt stop after hitting 2 boulders at the base of a steep incline. So it never dawned on this fool to slow down or stop. Officers arrived on scene to find several broken tables and chairs, debris, numerous victims, including a woman later identified as 30-year-old Christina Marie Folkerts, who was trapped under the car. Lord have mercy. 30-year-old woman. Now, since the BMW was inoperable, cops lifted the car to get her out, but paramedics pronounced her deceased. First responders rushed another victim, Gabrielle Quinn Harvey, age 30, to the hospital, where doctors also pronounced him deceased. According to the affidavit, Bailey stumbled out of the car and fell down. Officers heard him allegedly say, "I'm effed, and I'm probably going to jail." He also reportedly claimed that he meant to hit the brake, but hit the gas instead. Bailey's speech was slurred and his eyes watery. Now, when officers told him they were going to conduct field sobriety tests, he said, "You don't need to do no fields. I know what I did." He had a .325 blood alcohol content level, over 4 times the legal limit of 0.08, according to the affidavit. Cops took him to the Hennepin County Jail and informed him he'd be facing vehicular manslaughter charges. Bailey allegedly responded, "You've got to be kidding me. And my life's pretty much F now, isn't it?" Those who survived suffered major injuries such as broken legs, pelvis, and ribs, and dislocated knees, while others had minor cuts and bruises. Man, he really effed those people up. Oh, my Lord. Prayers and condolences for those who lost their lives, and hopes for a speedy recovery for those who made it. This is all crazy. Prosecutors on Monday also filed a notice of intent to seek an upward sentencing departure because of Bailey's 5 prior drunk driving convictions. So he had 5 more drunk driving convictions and he's still out here on the road. Why did they suspend his license? Oh, I'm sorry, because he has this complexion for the protection, likely. Now, he had 5 prior drunk driving convictions, his high BAC, blood alcohol content, that is, and the fact that children were at the restaurant at the time of the incident, among other reasons, is why they upgraded the charges. There's been an outpouring of support from the community since the incident. A GoFundMe started for Folkerts has raised over $200,000. The mother of 3 was a tavern employee. Folkerts loved her 3 girls immensely. Now, she was ambitious, a hard worker who greatly loved her Park Tavern family and was a photographer. She also loved music, attending concerts, and her Starbucks. Christina was very passionate about her photography, knew what she wanted, and was a visionary in a lot of subjects. She was free-spirited and found the beauty in everyone. This is what her obituary said. Now, Harvey worked in the ICU at Methodist Hospital as a health unit coordinator and was out enjoying a night with co-workers when the incident happened. This is what it says on his GoFundMe. He was set to graduate nursing school in December. Gabe and his partner Denzel recently became new homeowners and were in the process of making their house into a home. There was not a soul that Gabe met that he did not leave an impression on. He always had a smile and a kind word for everyone. This is what the fundraiser says. And his ability to include everyone and make them feel seen and appreciated is unmatched. Bailey is in the Hennepin County Jail on a $500,000 bond. He has a court date set for October the 1st. This is so darn sad. Let me just show you all who this thug is. This is a darn shame. That's him right there, talking about his life is pretty much effed up at this point. And here's the victims right here. These are the victims right here. Christina Folkerts, 30 years old, and Gabe Harvey, 30 years old. So sad that they lost their young lives and had things going for themselves, all due to someone's, negligence and foolishness. Anybody who drinks and drives, especially to the point where you just know you're falling over inebriated, you need to be locked up, okay, for decades, as far as I'm concerned. All right, you need to be locked the hell up. Even if you don't hurt somebody, they need to lock you up to teach you a lesson so you don't try it again, because this is just all crazy. All right? Yes, it's terrible. So with that all being said, everyone please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, I hope to see you all this evening on the spiritual channel. I'll be going live on there at about 2:30. Okay, I'll be going live on the spiritual channel early today at about 2:30. Okay, so like stuff, everyone please like and share, and I hope to see you all then. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh. When haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got